What's up? Big Kirk 916. Positivity, motivation. Never settle for average. You know how we do it over here. Go to bigkirk916.com. Hit me up to purchase an original art piece signed by me, or hit me up to commission an art piece. Also, we have merch and we have soap so that you can wash your ass. Don't walk around stinking, man. Ain't nothing worse than a smelly butt. Get it right. You know, social media is a way for a lot of people to project a life that a lot of times they're not really living. And it's easy to fool people when you have a lot of the material items to back up your talk. Nobody questions the guy in the Rolls Royce or the guy in the Lambo, the guy who's got the Patek or the AP or the Hulk Rolex on. But a lot of these guys are who they say they are. And I used to watch this guy, man, because I'm into watches, and I would check out this guy's channel. This guy, Anthony Ferrer, he owned a luxury watch consignment business, Timepiece Gentleman, in Beverly Hills. He sold watches worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Yeah. Well, apparently they said he sold luxury watches on Rodeo Drive. The FBI says he scammed customers out of $3 million. And I know the guy did time before he got out. He said he hustled, you know, and had a watch that he flipped and took that money and bought other watches and then built his business up. And, you know, I was like, wow, this guy's a great inspiration, man. He's out here hustling. He's, you know, turned prison time into a multi-million-dollar lifestyle. He's got the Lamborghinis and all the luxury cars, and he's traveling and dealing with really rich clients. But I guess there was something lurking beneath. They said his watch consignment business, the Timepiece Gentleman, had a storefront on the city's fabled Rodeo Drive. His red Lamborghini and his Ducati motorcycle sat outside his lavish rental in Santa Monica. He made frequent gambling trips to Las Vegas, where he spent tens of thousands of dollars. Farr, 35, collected Patek Philips, Rolexes, and other pricey timepieces and sold them to collectors. The typical agreement with his clients netted him 5% commission on every sale, according to federal criminal complaint obtained by CNN. Business was thriving, or so his clients thought. Farr displayed watches worth up to $430,000 on social media, where his 300,000 followers on Instagram and YouTube marveled at his haul. I know, I used to be like, damn, this dude, man, inventory was sick. And, social media, man, blowing him up. Everybody wants to be down with somebody who's making it happen. But it all came crashing down when FBI agents arrested him last week for allegedly scamming customers out of $3 million by selling their fancy watches and pocketing the proceeds. He's facing charges of wire fraud and what federal documents describe as a luxury watch Ponzi-type scheme that occurred between late last year and this summer. Multiple victims contacted law enforcement to report that they wired funds to Ferrer for purchase of a watch or mailed him a watch to consign for sale, but were never paid for the watch or never received their watch back. U.S. Attorney's Office of the Central District of California said in a statement, to date, law enforcement estimates that victim losses currently total approximately $3 million. Farr's attorney, Eric Choi, did not respond to CNN's request for comment. According to federal court documents, Farr's life started unraveling months before his arrest. His upscale lifestyle allegedly masked his growing money problems. His watch business started in Dallas and moved to LA. In court documents, federal agents detailed Farr's downfall from luxury watch seller to alleged scammer. Farr started his watch business in Dallas in 2017, opened a new location in Los Angeles in 2022 to connect buyers and sellers of high-end timepieces, a federal statement said. Just months after his move to California around November of 2022, the criminal complaint states he began defrauding customers by promising to sell their luxury watches for a commission. Then, instead of giving them the money after the sale, he'd keep it for himself. He would typically collect a watch from an individual and have them sign a consignment agreement that stipulated he would collect commission from the sale, typically 5%, the complaint said. As the luxury watch business appeared to grow, customers began to accuse him of vanishing with their watches or money and shared complaints on Reddit and YouTube. See, social media goes both ways. It goes both ways. You do good, it shows that. You do bad, it shows that. And man, you know, there's a lot of power behind the voice of the people. This August, law enforcement visited Farrer's store in Beverly Hills and discovered it was no longer in operation. His doorbell camera was ripped off, and building security told investigators no employees had shown up for work in a week. Around the same time, Farrer had been posting on social media, and based on those posts, he appears to have been traveling to various locations, including South Carolina, Colorado, Texas, and Florida, federal documents said. Investigators said Farrer pocketed customers' money from the watch sales and used it to maintain his lavish lifestyle. Some buyers would wire him funds to secure specific luxury watches and never received the watch or got their money back. The complaint said at times, court documents, Farrer would send customers pieces that were different from what they requested. One customer told investigators that Farrer offered to repay a money debt using a Rolex watch. Court documents state that Rolex actually belonged to another customer who'd given it to Farrer to sell on consignment. Damn! Investigators said they talked to more than 20 clients who'd either sent Farrer money to buy a watch or mailed him a watch for sale. One alleged victim said he consigned 75 watches to Farrer, worth about $3.2 million. Farrer later paid the customer a fraction of the total price, about $385,000, and used some of the watches as collateral for a $300,000 loan, court documents said. Damn. He posted a video confessing to a fake lifestyle and millions in debt. Farrer shared his rides with his hundreds of thousands of followers on Instagram and YouTube. He showcased watches in his swanky Beverly Hills showroom, showed images on his website, and posted Instagram photos of his wrist lined with Rolexes, Swiss luxury watches, and other timepieces. In reality show type video, he shared glimpses of his daily life, including high-dollar phone deals with his customers and mundane things like daily gym routine and dinner in fancy restaurants. He also revealed his checkered past. He talked about time spent in prison, painted a picture of a flawed ex-felon who put the past behind him and risen to the top of his profession. Court records obtained by CNN show Farrer was sentenced to prison in 2015 for DWI and in 2008 for evading arrest in Texas. When accusations of Farrer's duplicity grew, he came clean on social media about his dealings. In August, he posted a video of himself in a kitchen wearing a tank top and a baseball hat. In the clip, he gave a long-winded confession of his business failings, saying he'd grown accustomed to wealth and the lifestyle he attained, had a gambling problem, and had fallen into debt. He claimed he owed customers about $5 million, saying more than half of the debt was to 2 clients alone. I battled with demons. I've let stuff get the best of me, and I've made a lot of bad decisions. I made a lot of dumb mistakes, he said in the video. Just living this fake lifestyle. Look at me. I'm smart and successful. You know, keeping up appearances is eating me alive. I got a little taste of success and never want to forget that feeling. The one-time luxury watch seller is currently being held without bail at a federal jail in Los Angeles, awaiting his arraignment in December. Sierra McAvoy, a spokesperson for U.S. Attorney Office, told CNN. If found guilty of wire fraud, Farrer faces a maximum of 20 years in federal prison. Investigators are interviewing additional clients to determine the magnitude of the alleged scheme. Yeah, man, this guy Farrer, man, gentleman's, what was it called again? Timepiece Gentleman, man. I remember his videos. I used to watch him, like, you know, using it as inspiration, because I always look for other people to see what they're doing, and I never hate on a person's success. I like to see people win, but like I said, you never know what's behind the scenes, and it's crazy, man. You're just taking people's money and just blowing it. I don't know how people do that, man. Just run through somebody's bread and not have any conscience, just no guilt, when somebody's giving you something to perform and you just take it and run with it. But gambling, it's a very addictive habit, and when it gets you, it gets you. And I guess it just caught up to this guy Farrer. So let me know if you guys ever, checked out the YouTube he had, or been to a store out there in Beverly Hills, Timepiece Gentleman. It almost sounds like this guy was doing something similar to, there was a car place out in LA that got busted. They were doing the same thing. I dealt with some guys before they would get your car on consignment, sell your car, and give you partial payment, and then string you along. And so, they never actually paid you what you were, owed for your sale. They would pay you from the other sales, and they just kept that going. So there's a lot of schemes like this, but I've never seen somebody do it with watches. But I have seen this type of Ponzi scheme in the car game. I've seen it a couple times. And, one thing I can say is, if you ever get caught up with somebody and they said that they owe you money for something that you gave them on consignment, never accept partial payment. Take full payment or demand your item back. Because if you take partial payment, that's a contract which allows them to continue to piece your payment out to you, and by the time you get your full payment, it'll be eaten up in just time and money at that point. So it's not like you really even made a profit. And I learned that the hard way, because I dealt with that before. I took a partial payment for a car deal that a guy said he sold my car, and it took him 2 months to pay me the money for the car. And I missed a lot of other deals in the process where I could have made a profit, and the amount of money I was getting along the way wasn't enough for me to make any significant purchases to flip other cars that I could have taken advantage of. So shady dudes out there, man. Shady cats out there, man. You got to watch yourself. Big Herc 916. Officially, I only got one real spanking my entire life. My mom did the best a 14-year-old could do, raising me with love and instilling values that will last a lifetime. I was a straight A student and lived to make her happy. So how did I go astray? A horrible stepdad that stole my self-worth and invoked fear turned me into a person that I struggled to overcome. From skateboarding to selling drugs, gang banging in juvenile hall, I got caught the same way many young promising men get caught up. I struggled to find my identity, getting mixed up in shootouts, crime, and the adult entertainment industry. This roller coaster continued as I juggled college, hustling, and Hollywood, eventually catching a federal bank robbery case. I found redemption in prison while serving a 120-month federal sentence and came out a man on a mission. I became a social media influencer with over 500 million views on YouTube and a life coach mentoring people all over the world. This is my journey against all odds.